What's up, guys? So I want to talk about a couple of things real quick from a tech standpoint because my background is tech, and well, cover a couple of topics: tech, uh, software, hardware, tech, investing, in the future. So the future of blockchain and Web3, etc. So what I want to talk about, and this guy kind of sums it up in a nutshell. There are several issues with things like AI. We're starting to have with AI, data centers, things of that, energy, production and cost. And I'm going to play a clip from this video where he talks about that. But, and then I'm going to come back and discuss why ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, is the best utility token in Web3 in the age of AI and data centers. Mainly because um, you're building on software, not hardware, and that saves energy, resources, and space. But I want to play a clip from Bloomberg, and this gentleman sums up some of the.
The pure build out is something that we have never seen before outside of prior bubbles. So just for reference, we have 50 gigawatts of power in the US that's supplying the AI data centers right now. And we're going to double or triple it in the next 5 years.
Wow.
It will consume somewhere between 13 and 15% of the nation's energy.
How much? 15 to
13 to 15% of the nation's power.
And what does that do to the electricity bill? One asks.
You know, Satya said the other day on a podcast that they have the chips, but they don't have the power. Right now, we're seeing in areas like Northern Virginia, where there are a lot of data centers, retail prices for electricity go up. So that's something I think we'll see a backlash from consumers when they realize that they're competing with a data center that's consuming its power, but has nothing to do with the local area.
And that kind of goes to the issue, that power issue, Brad, has been one of the key issues because a lot of these folks that are these hyperscalers that are funding some of this construction of some of these data centers are saying, we're going to have our own electricity, our own power. And you're talking about maybe modular nuclear power. I don't know where it's going to come from. But that seems to be the gating issue at this point.
Right, and there's a backlog for combined cycle gas turbines. Obviously, small modular reactors are something that's dreamed of, but right now gas is the constraint. And then hook into the grid, which is, I think, going to be the constraining factor.
You are drawing a line between what you're saying this bubble is, this AI data center bubble, back to, I wouldn't have guessed it, the UK railway mania of the 1840s. None of us here in this room, not even Paul, remembers that. But connect those dots for us.
Well, the interesting analogy is that that was a huge expenditure. So the UK in 1843 had 2,000 miles of track, and they approved 9,000 miles of track to be built in 5 years. So a quadrupling of the rail network. And what is similar, I think, to today is that it may be rational for every single management team or operator of a rail line to actually put the line in. But collectively, it was madness because there were lines cannibalizing each other's traffic. And the source of the implosion of that was this. Costs were 50% higher, revenues were 40% less than were modeled. I think the AI build out is more dangerous because the business models are in such flux. Back then, we knew that you could carry freight and paying passengers, and there would be a tariff.
Some sort of revenue stream, right?
The estimates were wrong, but I think that's what we will see is, do we need 7 to 10 large language foundational models? I mean, there will come a time when the competition becomes ruthless.
Which then, so if you overbuild and you're just left with all these data centers, how do you roll that back?
Exactly. So let's talk about that real quick, right? So here's where AI solves the problem. Okay. So I mean, I'm sorry. Here's where ICP solves that problem. If you don't know what ICP is, this is not gonna. This is not a necessarily a talk about um, a vlog about what ICP is necessarily. I recommend you do your own research, but I'll talk a little bit about ICP. So Computer Protocol is basically a layer 3 blockchain, and what what makes it special is the fact that um, the developers have figured out how to build applications within smart contracts. So they're able to basically build large language models, aka AI, um, with software and not necessarily hardware. So they can expand. You can expand from a software side, not the hardware side. And what that does is technically it gives you the ability to stack applications on hardware, sort of like think about it as building a skyscraper as opposed to building a large subdivision. I guess that would be a good example where you're building up and not out, right? And so um, because you can do that, you can build a lot more and with a smaller footprint, so to speak. And so that's what ICP as a layer as a web 3 um, blockchain allows you to do, and that's what also makes it secure, more secure than any other blockchain. I mean, you can build AI on the blockchain within a smart contract. You can build large language models. I mean, I believe that's unprecedented. Okay, you can build websites right into the blockchain on in the software in the smart contract. I don't think unless you're in tech, you may not understand what I'm saying. You may the impact in this. So if you listen to what this gentleman is saying and you understand what building in within software means, building on the blockchain within smart contracts, and being able to get working applications such as you know a self-teaching AI model within a smart contract to work, which I've done. Um, if you haven't run experiments like that, then you don't understand what's going on, right? You don't understand what I'm saying. It doesn't mean anything to you. It's like um, it's like me speaking a whole nother language. But if you understand what I'm saying, you understand what this gentleman is saying, and you put that together, you understand that ICP is a true utility token. There are no competitors, right? So when we talk about utility tokens, a lot of this shit is just garbage, plain and simple, right? There is no, I mean, like XRP and different ones. This shit is garbage. They're not utility tokens. They're all hype. Within a couple of years, a lot of them, they're going to zero and they won't be around, right? I've seen it before. And so, but what you see with ICP is that it is a true utility token. You're able to build software, right? Not with hardware, but with smart contracts. Within the smart contracts, you're going to save energy, resources, and space, which solves the problem that this guy is talking about. All right. And so, once people realize that, I mean, ICP, um, the valuations are going to skyrocket because, but you're going to see markets crash out, right? Once people realize what he's saying, I think you got guys like Michael Berry betting against the destruction of the AI market, and that's going to take down, a lot of other parts of the economy. But and so people are going to be looking for a solution to this drain on energy, drain on resources, and need to expand hardware to expand, in space, literal physical space to solve the AI equation. And then when you inject something like ICP, a software solution that can stack software within smart contracts to solve that problem, saving resources, saving space, I mean, it's revolutionary. It's basically gonna inject itself into that equation and then solve that problem, become a real utility token, and then you're gonna see the valuation skyrocket. You know, um, because you have what is a true utility token at that point. You see, makes sense. So hopefully I explained that. And you can look into. I'll post some links where you, if you don't understand what ICP does as a Web3 protocol in blockchain, I'll post some links to give you a quick understanding, a better understanding, and then you can see. And they're also talking about the developers over there are incredible. They're talking about adding privacy functions to ICP to make it a privacy token as well. Um, so yeah, it's it's next level shit, right? It's next level shit. So anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about that because when I watched this report and I've seen the destruction coming, you know, the question is what's the solution? And the solution is already here. It's been here and developed for years with ICP. You know what I mean? Like I hate to show, you know, be sound like a show, but for a particular. But when I see something in tech that's actually useful, I got to talk about it. And I've been watching this project for a long time, waiting for it to flounder, waiting for, you know, the holes to appear in the tech, and it just hasn't. It's just gotten more. I've watched it, and I found it more and more interesting as a piece of technology, and particularly in this blockchain AI space with the challenges that people are facing. Um, I don't see many things solving the problems that this guy is talking about, right? It's only one thing. So you got to be able to build within the blockchain on, you know, build on software instead of building on hardware. And then you're looking at, you know, saving energy and resources and space, physical space. Um, yeah, so look into it. Um, check out ICP. Check out uh, building software. Basically, building software on software. Basically, that's what you're doing. And you know, building large language models, you know, within smart contracts. I mean, it's a brilliant concept, and it works, um, and it solves problems, true utility. So that's all I got on that for now.